What about that light?
Hey guys, it's Owen and Lynn. How you guys doing?
We don't know what we're doing.
Uh,
This is our first live show, and we appreciate you being with us.
we do.
Yeah.
Let's make sure somebody comment and say they can see us here. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I wonder if
It says we're live.
it says we're live. Can you see us?
Okay, you're watching an ad. You need to turn your volume down. Sorry about that. Like we said before, we are new at this, and the biggest reason we came live tonight was to give away the walking sticks. We can see and hear you. That may be a bad thing, Jane. How are you doing? So, hello, I'm Owen,
And I'm Lynn.
and we're known as Van Trekking Lifestyle. Our better partner is in there laying in the living room floor taking a nap. I'm not sure why she's taking a nap, but
She takes a nap all day
Maggie's
long.
in there. We may show her a little later. And so, we're going to talk to you a little bit about hello from Raleigh. Yes, we see you. Maggie, hey, spell madam. Maggie, you may have to come in here, dear.
Yeah, we'll get Maggie in a minute.
There's so many on here. And we wanted to tell you, too, you're going to see this live stream, and we're just using the YouTube software to do this. So we don't have a way of throwing up the comments that maybe I can see the comments here. Let's see.
No,
The
let's not do
top
that.
chat, live chat, all messages visible, super chat, none, hide, top chat. Okay.
Okay, we can't really see them.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on there, but we can't throw the comments up on the screen, so you'll have to look on the side to see that. And if this is popular, we may invest in the software to do this later, but to be totally honest, Lynn's been nervous about this all day long.
Yeah.
How many
I'm a
are
little
on?
shy.
We're 72 of you here with nothing better to do on a Tuesday night.
We appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much.
You do. So we thought we'd tell you a little bit about some of the RVs that we've had in the past and our little migration from small to big to small again.
Yeah.
And so
We seem to get that question a lot.
we
so.
do. And so to give you kind of an agenda as well, we're going to answer a few of the questions that some of you have already asked. And then Lynn's going to go through the questions over here and try to figure out which ones you're asking tonight. Around 8:30, we're going to do the drawing for the giveaway, and we'll announce who won the stick, and hopefully they'll be here. And
That'd be great.
so many touching comments.
Yeah,
too.
there has been. It's been wonderful to read all those comments.
Yeah.
We wish we could give every single one of you a stick.
I actually calculated how much that would be, and I started to call Mr. Haynes, but it would work him to death to make that many sticks.
Yeah,
But
probably. But it's been
there's
great.
so many touching comments. It's been great. So, how did we end up in a Class B van?
Well, we started out 15 years ago, camping, I guess,
In a tent.
in a tent. Yeah.
Yeah,
in
maybe
a tent.
20 years ago in a
Yeah,
tent.
yeah, 20 years ago in a tent.
Yeah.
Then our first RV was actually a 19-foot toy hauler because Owen had a motorcycle at the time.
Yeah. And that was fun. And we always enjoyed that. Was actually one of our best purchases we've made. It was 2 beds that made a double bed and room for the motorcycle and a dry bath and a kitchen. And it was really cool. We got rid of it because of grandchildren. It just didn't have enough room for grandchildren to travel with us.
And we've always traveled with our granddaughter.
So we went from that to a 36-foot motorhome, Class A motorhome,
We
a
probably
gas
kept it the longest of any.
V10, got about 8 light poles to a gallon motorhome. And then we went from that to we went to a 44-foot toy hauler.
That's probably our biggest mistake, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, we kept it for 2 years, parked in Florida the entire time.
Because I was too afraid to drive it down the road.
We got rid of that and got a 34-foot fifth wheel and took it all the way to the West Coast and back, and we really enjoyed that. And then after we bought the Class B, we actually sold the fifth wheel, and we're in that.
Well, we
one
bought the
now.
Class B knowing we were going to sell the fifth wheel. But we bought the Class B when we fully retired. And we knew that we were going to be able to
Yeah.
travel around a lot more.
All right, so let's see what some of the questions we have here are. This is craziness here, guys. I'm just telling you.
So a lot of hellos.
A lot of hellos. So there's apparently, hey, Becky's on there. Hey, Becky. There's an etiquette for asking us questions on the live stream, and apparently you guys probably
Here's
know
a
that better
question.
than we do.
Yeah.
Just start your comment with capital letters question, and then we'll be able to tell you have a question. Did they do that?
They did.
Humble Road's here.
Oh,
George,
wow.
you need to get back to work, buddy.
Yeah, we enjoy watching Humble Road.
We do. Hey,
appreciate
buddy.
watching him. We've missed him.
Yeah. No, he put out another video yesterday, I think.
Oh,
so,
did he? We need
we
to
do.
catch up.
We do.
HD Lowrider asks, where did you purchase your Mini Go trailer?
Apparently, I'm asking.
Okay, I found this on the web for how.
Sorry, Alexa.
I'm asking Siri where we purchased our Mini Go trailer. Great question. We purchased it at J and
L&B
L&B
trailers
trailers.
in it's close to home.
Close to Moxville.
Yeah.
Moxville,
But what we
Oklahoma.
did was we went online, and there's only certain dealers that actually carry those trailers. So we just looked for the Mini Go trailer and looked for actually people in our area that purchased it.
Yeah.
And the L&B trailers purchased it or carries it, and we bought it from them. But so far it's been a good little trailer. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me look for another question.
Let's do. Why did you not want to get the Rebel? Did you consider the cassette toilet as a negative?
Ooh, who
What
said
did
that?
you retire from? Oh wow! Look, we got our first super chat.
Oh, wow.
We can afford gas tomorrow to go to the national park. Thank you, Spell Madam. That was sweet. Wow. Let's see. What was the? You wouldn't believe our
Why
day
did
today
you
if I told you this thing
Not
about
get
this.
the Rebel.
Yeah. Why did you not get the Rebel?
No,
Was-
actually, we consider the cassette toilet as a positive because, we're always looking for a place to dump. And when we're traveling just for, day trips and stuff, and we just come home, we always use the toilet in the van. And being able to bring that cassette toilet inside and just dump it would definitely be a positive. So we would, but
Right before this started, I was almost late logging into this because I was on RV Trader trying to see if there was a Rebel within 100 miles of us.
he's still got the Rebel bug. So
And
who knows?
we're leaving tomorrow morning for another trip, and I thought we may go get a Rebel for that trip. Apparently, the financial supervisor said no, we didn't need to do that. But the Rebel's not out of the picture yet, so just know that. So
All right,
so what do we? Spell Madam sent us like some money. What are we supposed to do with that? Somebody tell us
said
that. I'm
thank
not
you.
really sure. Thank you too, sweet.
Yeah.
We
She
are
didn't
so
really
happy.
ask a question. Question, important. Can we get to your Amazon store through the apps? P.S. Get the Rebel.
Roads of Life. That was Florid Rider. P.S. Get the Rebel. Can you get to the Amazon store through the app? Yes, you can. At the bottom, if you click on the description, if you're using an iPhone like we are, or if you're using an Android phone, drop it down and look at the description. And then always near the bottom of each one of the description text, I always put the link to the store, and you can get to it there. You can also search for influencers on Amazon.com, and we'll show up there. Or you can just go to Amazon.com/shop/van trekking lifestyle. And I've been really surprised that so many people buy things from there from our store, haven't you? It's
It's been great.
It's been great. It's actually helped us a lot.
Yeah, it has.
We think we made enough money, as far as Lynn's concerned, over the last year on Amazon to pay for our lithium batteries, as far as she knows. What was that one? Question. Let's see. Okay. We're going to have to go backwards and look at some of these questions, aren't we?
I did see a question. Sorry, we're not very good at this
So,
yet.
yeah. Okay. Really enjoy your channel. Question. Did you consider any other Class Bs beside? Becky's saying hello to George. Travada,
Here's one question. Did the Flying Chicken Adventure sticker show up?
it did.
Yes, they did.
It's in the front of the dash. We have a place that we keep all the stickers. Hey guys.
Actually, we
love
keep
you
all the
guys.
stickers until Owen actually gets enough to crawl up on the ladder to put them up on the.
And then there's
Tule.
two things that has to happen. I have to wash the Thule and make sure it's pretty clean, and then put the stickers on. And I haven't done that yet. And the other problem is all the ones on the side I can get to from the ladder, it's pretty full over there. So now I've got to figure out a way to get to the other side and start sticking them there. But we're going to stick those on. We plan to get one or two on this trip, and we'll crawl up there and do that. So
Thank you guys for sending us.
that's
stickers.
really sweet of you.
That's
They
pretty
did
awesome.
show up. I thought I told you that, but we never made it. They never made it on the van.
But we'll show you that. We'll put that in a video and show you that.
Loda said, "Get Humble Road to be a Class B of your dreams." I can totally.
We could get.
We could get into that.
Yeah,
we
could get into that.
we met George 2 years ago at the RV Super Show in Tampa, just briefly, and we've been YouTube friends for a while, and we've followed him. He has his hands full right now with building two vans, but if he had one sitting there, we love the New Jersey area, so we'd extend the route we're going north right now to see the leaves to go see George. But
Yeah, 4-wheel drive. Would be good.
yeah, I think that's on our list.
Okay, Anthony Leach. I think I said that right. Do you bring your guitar on your trips?
Depends on how long the trip is. Well, that doesn't really matter either, does it? We left last year for 5 months. We thought we were going to go 3 months, and we ended up almost 5 months going to Alaska. And I left it at home, and Lynn made me buy a small one while we were there, and there's an episode where we did that. When we go, like this trip, I don't know, tomorrow we're leaving for a trip up through the Shenandoah National Park, and then we're going to go to several lakes close to the Outer Banks in that area and see the leaves, and then come back home. It's going to be about a 10-day trip. I probably will not take the guitar for that because it's really time for Lynn and I to just get away from here and enjoy each other, enjoy being outside. So,
I keep trying.
Mark, that was crazy. Thank you. Somebody else gave us $4.99 up here too.
Mark.
HD Lowrider.
Hey, Mark.
We're making more money off of this than we do our videos.
Mark said, "We really love you guys and all the hard work you put into the videos." Mark and Mary Kay Pierce. Thank you, Mark. We
You two are
appreciate that.
so sweet.
Yeah, they're always one of our favorite commenters.
We're not the only ones that you guys follow because a lot of our friends also have YouTube channels, and we see you on those channels, and you're so supportive of our friends. And it's crazy, isn't it, that for many of you, we feel like your family, that some of you we've never met in person, and it's
kinda
so
like we
crazy.
get to talk to you every Sunday.
I know,
It's
but this
pretty
is
cool.
even better because we can see this. So what else do we have?
Roads of Life question: how are the lithium batteries keeping up now that you can charge them?
It sucks.
No, it doesn't.
That's why I want to revel. Okay, maybe George can help with this. We left our AGM batteries in, and I got down under the van today and tried to trace it, and it looks like the cables to charge it go to the AGM batteries, and then just by default they go to the little black junction box, and the lithiums are inside of the van wired to the little jumper box, a junction box. So what we're seeing happen is the lithiums are the slowest to get recharged, but they're the first to get discharged. And so it seems like the AGMs are loving having the lithiums on board because they're not having to do jack. But the lithiums are carrying all the load because they're the closest to that junction box, and they seem to be depleting faster, but they're slower to be refreshed. And
We still
don't-
have some figuring out to do, but they are
We do.
working a lot better. So they are charging when we're driving down the road. They're not charging fully. So I'm not
It
sure
depends.
what's going on with
And then
that.
when you're connected up
Yeah,
outside,
they charge.
they'll all charge 100%. Or as far as, they're really charging to about 90% because the difference between an AGM and a lithium, there's some top end and a lithium that's there that's not in the AGM. And if we take advantage of all of that, we're going to boil those AGMs. And probably the smart thing to do, should we continue to use the Travado, will be just to take the AGMs out completely and just use the lithiums. But You know, we'll go and we'll run the fans all night long, or we'll watch TV and, you know, we'll charge things overnight. And before, like we'd go to this national park we're going to tomorrow, we'd wake up the next morning and many times we would have to start the motor to top off the batteries to keep the inverter from beeping because it was too low. So that's never happened since we put the lithiums in. We've got plenty of extra power, but it's not perfect. And it's good to add lithium to your van, but you know, our buddy George will tell you, and anybody that has one of the KLs or the GLs or the newer Rebels, that software that goes with it and the technology to use an extra alternator to know when to charge it and everything, that's really where the money is, and that's where the sweetness is. Anybody can put lithium in like we did, and you know, we'll make it work, but hopefully the financial committee will let us get a Rebel pretty soon, or George will have one for sale.
Okay, so I have another question.
Okay.
Deborah Elaine McDonald, hello from Oregon. Started watching your Alaska travels and have stuck around ever since. Love the e-bikes. Would you get the same kind again?
Yes. I'd answered that before you.
Yeah, that's okay. You can answer it. Yeah, we would. We definitely would. We love the Rad Power bikes. They've been a really good addition to our adventures.
We actually had a question that was asked
The
on the video. Did you
Yeah.
consider other brands of e-bikes? And Douglas Tony asked that on the last video. And we actually looked at electric bikes. Those are ones that it's pretty easy for a channel of our size to get a sponsorship from them, but they were out of bikes. We wanted to get, you probably have seen a lot of RV travel channels that have those bikes, and they fold up a little smaller than the ones we have. But when we contacted them, even their demo models, we couldn't get one. So we started to try to get on the list. We ordered one and got on their waiting list. And when we went to place the order, it went from being available in April to July. And then before we even went back on again a couple of days later, that bumped out to August and September. And if you remember, when we bought our e-bikes, it was right at the beginning of COVID. And things just were not right as far as getting to order things. And many of you wanted to buy them and couldn't. I know that you've contacted us, and so, but it was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Those guys were the best. I mean, the Rad Power bikes have been really good. We've had to contact them twice just over little bitty things, and they have been just simple things like the front tire on mine would not stay inflated. And instead of me, I bought an inner tube, they sent me 3 more.
Yeah.
They just said, here, just do it. Sorry for the inconvenience. And so
And it's
they've been
never
really
happened
good.
again, so.
And it's been good. So yes, we would definitely get that one, and we would definitely get Rad Power bikes. They're awesome.
How are your, let's see, Lisa K. How are your new foam mattresses working out? Comfy?
What was the last thing you did before you made up the bed?
I don't know, what do you mean?
Outside tonight, what did you put up? What did you put back in the package?
Oh, well, we bought some
Another.
mattress pad that had just a little bit of padding on it, and we put them up. So I'm
But-
not going to keep them, but we do really like them. They are a little bit firm. We probably shouldn't have got shorts or queen shorts. We should have got at least queen regulars. I'm not sure who ordered that.
I ordered it. Me.
But we definitely should have got shorts.
Who
so.
knew short was short? I don't
I
know.
know,
I just saw it was
it's-
available
it's-
on Amazon and placed the order, and I thought, crap, isn't long enough. But
Yeah.
it actually works out
It works
fine.
out good, but they are pretty
We
comfy.
took the Frolies off of that bottom 5 or 6 inches that it's short on my side, on the passenger side. And now Maggie can actually jump up into the bed easier. And it gives me a place to sit down that's lower to put my boots and hiking shoes and other things on. So it's worked out really well. And I'm not that tall.
You're not that tall. Oh, Humble Road, ask a question. Are you traveling for Thanksgiving? We have room at our table. Oh, that is the sweetest.
We may
love that.
take you up on that, buddy.
We do usually try to stay home and have Thanksgiving with our family.
We
but
do.
hopefully we can do that. But
George is almost family, so that's good.
Yeah.
And I see that he said too, they have removed the AGMs, charging profiles are different. They are, we know. We have tried our best to just, we know. We
Yeah,
need to remove.
he's-
This suckers weigh like 90 pounds, and these are not very big arms. I don't know. We need to remove them.
We
But
do.
we will when we
We
get back.
definitely do. Let's see. Morris Gill, hello from South Florida. What are your favorite state parks in North Carolina for hiking and fishing? Will you be at the Tampa RV show this year in January?
Right now, the plan for January is for us to get through Christmas and then to go out west to southern Arizona and Texas, and if there's anything left from the hurricanes that are coming in now, and to spend this winter out west.
We've never done that, and that's one of the reasons why we want to do that. We've been to Florida for probably 6 years in a row.
So you may not know, but we had what they call in Florida a 5-7 at the KOA in St. Petersburg on the water. And there are some videos out, really, really old ones, but we used to go there. We'd leave on November 1st and we'd come back about April 15th to 21st or 22nd or so. And we did that for 5 or 6 years. And it started out, I went down there because in the music business, things get slow for public concerts and things during that time. So that made sense to go. There were a lot of tiki bars, and then I started getting booked, and we thought we'd perform a little and play a little, and it ended up that first year, I think I worked every night just about and worked myself to death. The money was good, and it was good for us. And then that very last month we were there, we got a spot on the water at the KOA, and before we left, we booked the 5-7. So we've gone to Florida a lot. But to be honest, we really have enjoyed these last 2 or 3 years where we've taken the van down through there and we've gone to all their state parks. So that's the answer to that question. If COVID is still around, we may go to Florida, but it seems to be a state that goes from red to orange as far as the number of cases. So we'll watch that closely. If COVID is not still prevalent, then we'll probably head out west.
And the hiking in North Carolina?
Grandfather Mountain State Park is really, really nice. There's a lot of hiking around there, and it's beautiful there.
And the Blue Ridge Parkway, I know we've shown a lot about the Blue Ridge Parkway, but you can get on the Blue Ridge Parkway and there's hikes and trails all through the Blue Ridge Parkway. So it's probably our favorite, and it's close to us, and we do that a lot.
Yeah. We have one right here close by. We can see it if it were daylight, we can see it from our deck. It's Stone Mountain State Park, and it's known as the other Stone Mountain because the more
popular
one is in Georgia. But it's awesome, and you guys have seen some hikes there from Wolf Rock and other places, and so that's one of our favorites as well. In the Asheville area, within Asheville, there are 50 to 60 waterfall hikes that you can go there, and we've done that before. And that Asheville area includes Brevard and Hendersonville and Black Mountain and Asheville, and even down into the hills of South Carolina that are in that same circle on 26 and 40 that intersect there. So I hope that answers your question.
HD Lowrider asked another question. How do you decide when to take your trailer on trips and when not to?
We wondered if anybody's going to even show up tonight and if they were going to actually
ask us any questions.
You guys are awesome. We're just two old people that go camping. I don't know why you like us so much, but we really do love you, and we're glad you do.
I think it depends on where we're going. I mean, we like to go places that we can ride our bikes. And if we're going to ride our bikes, sometimes we take the trailer and sometimes we don't. The boats, we definitely have to take the trailer if we're going to take the boats. And we love finding places that we can, get out on the water.
But we still wrestle with it. We'll be towed. I think maybe that's why you guys do like this.
Yeah.
Is we try to be transparent. Even today, we woke up and we spent an hour and a half trying to figure out where we're going on this trip. And we ended up having to reverse the trip because where we wanted to go to first, those state parks were all booked by the time we would get there by the weekend. And so, spilling it. And so we reversed the trip and we're able to do the trip we want to do. And then we spent maybe an hour going over the pros and cons of going on up to Maryland and getting a Revel. And we know we're fortunate to even be able to think that we're in that situation, but we are. And so then we had the conversation of, is the trailer going to go with us on this trip? And I think Lynn thought it was for sure.
I thought it was.
and I didn't know for sure.
So we're going to two places that actually has water on the property
Yeah.
or close by, and I just thought we would take the boats.
And
for
it's
sure.
supposed to be in the 70s, and so we'll take the boats, so that means we'll take the bikes. We can put the bikes on the back of the van, and we can put Maggie's little carrier. Somebody told me I needed to turn in my man card now that Maggie has a carrier.
But it does fall down really, really.
And it'll go
small.
up in the Thule.
It would go up in
So
the
we
Thule.
could take it, and we will go places like that. But that trailer only weighs like 700 pounds, and the van doesn't know it's back there. The big difference is, like, if we go on the Skyline Drive and we want to pull off and go to an overlook, it's a little harder for me to maneuver around, but the benefits far outweigh the pain.
Okay. Question: what is the bed and bath layout on the Revel? That's my biggest concern on the Revel. It's like a closet that your toilet kind of rolls out.
Thank you, Patty.
So
It is, but how often do we take a bath when we go on, or shower on the trip? Seriously, I mean, if you watch these teeny boppers that live in vans,
a lot of times they don't even have.
they don't even, most of them don't have a shower in there, and they very rarely, they'll go into a gym or something and take a shower. But the truth of the matter is, some of our closest friends that do this, I think if we polled all of them that do this, they would say they average going every third to fourth night taking a real shower, and every night wiping off with some type of, when you get to be 100, they're gonna wipe your butt with it in the nursing home. Okay. But
Too
one of
much
those little,
information.
one of those little wipe things. So, those are available, and we use those a lot. So I don't think the shower thing is that big a deal, but Lynn does not like the shower.
I don't
in the
like
room.
the shower layout.
To be a rear bath has a lot of room in the Travato, and so it's hard to give up.
So
But-
Wendy Oxier.
Oxier.
Sorry
if we butchered that,
Yeah.
Wendy.
Have you ever considered getting a small Class A? We love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. In fact, on our list, right, many of you ask us, what would you get if you had to do it? And we want to do what you do. And we're glad that we inspire a few of you to do that. And the answer we're giving right now is we're thinking of four things. One is we're thinking of keeping what we have because, to be honest, it's paid for and it's perfect. It works. It's something, I can never say that we've loved an RV as much as we love the RV we have.
We love the convenience of this
Now,
one.
you may not when you first get it, but half the fun is making modifications to it and making it work for you. And we spend a lot of time making that thing perfect for us. And so, that's option one. Option two would be to get a Rebel and to be able to have four-wheel drive. And if we lived out west, we would have a Rebel already. But here on the East Coast, those of you that are here know that there are very few places you can go where you can really get off-road and make use of that four-wheel drive. And then option three is a KL. We've seriously considered that because that software to run the Lithium system is worth a lot to us, and we'd like to be able to leave Maggie with the air conditioner running and go in. And then option four for us right now is a small Class C, not a Class A, but the Winnebago Navion or View. The 24D has a drop-down Murphy bed. And so with that, we would get a full bath and we'd get a full shower and we'd get a big kitchen. I don't think we're going to go that route because that's not who we are. I'm not sure which one of the other three. We haven't really, to answer your question, we haven't really totally thought that a Class A, there is one, there's one small Class A that we did look at that's like a Vegas or something.
Yeah.
That we did at least consider.
Right now, I don't think we're looking at Class A's right now. Question from Jeff Warboys. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you
Hey, guys.
do you think that just adding lithium and no solar will work with charging from van and generator?
I wish George could. Maybe we can do
Maybe
maybe
George
we can
should
do
be
a
live.
next live we do. Maybe we can have George on part of the other picture, and he can answer that better than us.
I don't know how much we see. We tried to track at first. We tried to track
how
how
much
much
solar.
was coming, how much was coming
So we
in?
have 200 watts of solar on top. They're not the newer panels either, so there are better panels available than are on the 2019 that we have. We don't have an MPPT controller. We have the older controller, so we're losing a little. The short answer to that is, with that much lithium, a lot of times from the solar perspective, it's like trying to fill up a bathtub with like, we've had several times here where we've had like tornadoes come through and we've been without power. And I can remember filling up a bathtub with a pot of hot water. And I can remember my mom doing that as well. It's about like that. You know, it's a lot and a lot of little bitty trips to fill up something as big as that battery bank. If it's wired correctly, the charge controller that comes with the Travato from the 2019 on up is strong enough to power the lithiums if we only had 2 lithiums. It's like George said before, the problem we have is we have the 2 old AGMs that were just about dead, and we have the 2 lithiums, and somebody really just needs to yank the 2 old ones out, and then that would work. I think the solar helps, but I'm not sure, you know, Advanced RV, those guys, they stopped putting solar on theirs for a long time because it just doesn't seem, some people don't believe it helps at all, but we can tell a difference. I don't know, anything to add? Oh,
Okay, so Rhonda Kittle, Kittle. In regards to Maggie's new ride, did it come in a larger size? Do you find the cart drains the?
wait a minute, time out a minute. Let me go back. Several are asking, CJ Fergie and Bob Parent, and lots of others have asked, what's a 5.7? See, we don't realize that we don't,
Yeah.
we don't.
Okay, sorry.
So, yeah, no, that's cool. 5.7, for a lot of the places you go in Florida that you're seasonal,
Snowbirds, if you've
the
ever heard of it,
snowbirds.
yeah.
And those places are gonna be hurting this year because as far as we know right now, Canadians are not gonna be able to come south and go, and a lot of them do. 5.7 means that you pay for 5 months to have a spot at a campground, and then you pay to store your unit for 7 months when you're not there. And there are different variations of that. There's 6.6 and there's 7.5, but most of the large, like KOA is the biggest campground company in the world, and so their normal way of doing it is 5.7. So you would do 5 months on and 7 months away. And the way the one did it in St. Petersburg is if you paid, you really get 5.5 months. You can come a week early and stay a week late, or you can come 2 weeks early and leave on time. They're not very strict about that, but you really get 5.5 months. And then you pay almost the equivalent of another month of the rent, and you can leave your unit there for the rest of the time.
Right.
But you're not supposed to go back and stay in it when you're away from it. So that's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. All right. So back to Rhonda's question. Did the carrier come in a bigger size, and do you find that the cart drains or shortens the battery life in your bikes?
Great question. Yeah, it came in a 1-seater or a 2-seater. It came in small, medium, and large.
And we got what?
We got the medium.
Okay.
And so, and it's
Maggie's
perfect.
about 35
She's
pounds.
35 pounds, and it says it's good for like up to 50 pounds, and there's one that's from 50 to like 90 pounds.
Yeah, but Maggie has a lot of room, or not a lot of room, but a room
She can
to
turn
turn
around.
around and stuff. We wouldn't want to get anything smaller, I
So,
don't think.
so
for
did
her.
it drain the batteries?
We didn't ride it long enough. for
Well,
it
but
to-
we could tell. My fat butt compared to her being 75% of my weight, or 70% of my weight, not even close. I don't know the number. I'm gonna get in trouble here.
Yeah.
So,
Be quiet while you're alive.
that's right.
right here.
So she weighs less than I do, considerably. So we've noticed as we've gone on longer trips that my battery will be at 3 bars when hers is at 4. And then my battery will be at 2, and hers may still be at 4 down to 3. And many of you have suggested, and we've started doing that when my battery gets down to 3 and hers is still at 4, we swap the batteries. And so then I have a stronger battery and she has a weaker battery, and then we end up both about at 2 when we get back. And I think what we're gonna have to do, The trip we're going on, the ride we're going is over the High Bridge
In Virginia.
in Virginia. And that's about a 30-mile ride with Maggie behind us. So what we'll do is we'll simply just, when it gets time to switch, we'll just lower the seat so that she can ride that bike and raise the other one. We'll ride the bikes are identical.
But it
And
has a
then
little coupler that goes on the wheel, so we don't really want to take the coupler off every time.
Yeah, and,
So
and we could buy an extra one, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can do that.
Sorry if we're not getting to all of these. We'll do our best, guys. Hey,
Question: when did you retire? What did you retire from? From Patty Clem.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you answer that, and I will get ready to give away the stick.
Okay, it's about that time.
It is.
So we both retired from Lowe's companies, from their corporate office. At that time, it was in North Wilkesboro and Mooresville. So we retired 10 years ago, and we semi-retired 10 years ago, and we fully retired 2 years ago. Owen retired from his music 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So okay.
We worked hard. We loved our jobs at Lowe's. We both loved the teams that we had. I was responsible for like Lowe's.com and for the intranet there and the imaging systems. And I was an IT guy, and I hired a bunch of guys that came over, and it was a really great thing for me. And I had this extended family of all these young kids that were part of our family. I mean, they just were part of our family. There's no other way to say it. And so we loved that, but we always make these jokes. I left that to go work my butt off twice as much for half the money when I did the music. And then after 3 or 4 years of doing that, we left that to run a YouTube channel, working 4 times as much for a fourth of the money. So, but we love it. So
Yeah, it's all about what you love.
it is. So I'm gonna queue up the thing to have us. I can't. Can you guys think and talk at the same time? I can't do that.
Yeah.
Get shareable link. Okay. Copy to the clipboard.
Question: are this where you retired from? Thumbs up. I love you too, old people that like to go camping, especially when you do your happy dance.
Okay. So I put is everybody ready for the giveaway of the stick?
So we had a great time with Mr. Haynes, and he was a very special person.
Here's the one we're going to send, and it is very precious. And
It's made out of sweet gum, so he's put it up here, and he signed it down here.
yeah, right here. I don't know if they can see that here, and then it says what it is. Sweet gum here.
So when
at the
was it
top.
made? Was it made this year?
This
Probably
one was made
8/7.
August 7th, so it's pretty recent. So here we go with that.
So what we're going to do here is we couldn't choose ourselves who to give the stick to because there were so many wonderful comments. So Owen has found a random
Hey, they're doing an advertisement for Lowe's on that random site.
on the. So what? Tell them what it is.
Okay, it's a lot of YouTube channels use this. It's called the random comment picker. So the rules were, you guys needed to tell us how you would use the stick. And gosh, you have. If you haven't gone and read the comments from this past video, we'd encourage you to do that. And then also, a few of you said how much you would love to use the stick, but if you won, both of you picked one person that you would like for us to send it to instead. And then one gentleman, I can't remember the name right now, had the idea that maybe we could just send the stick to someone for a year or 6 months.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they would use it.
He said that he
Take
would
some
do
pictures
that.
with it and then send it to somebody else. So we'll pass it down the line.
Yeah, I thought that was a
We're
great
not going to do
idea.
it with this stick, but we may do it with another one.
Yeah.
So the rules are you have to tell us how you're going to use it. We're going to do the random picker right now. When we get that random picker up here, some of you didn't actually use the word stick in your comment. It would be really easy if you had. So I'm going to run this picker. There were 151 unique comments that mentioned that you wanted to use the stick. So we'll do that. We'll get all those comments now. And
Drum roll.
drum roll. So then we will, wait a minute, let me see. Here's what that looks like so you can see. To pay no attention to all that stuff back there. Pay no attention to the man behind the screen. I just showed him all our dirty laundry laying out here so that we would kill the sound.
I know he put all this laundry out here from the van, and I'm going, what is all this?
Okay, I'm gonna click on start. It's throwing up all your names now. Oh, wow. Okay, the winner of the stick is Sean Martin. Is Sean on? Can you chat and let us know if you're here? We didn't say you had to be present
Yeah,
to
you don't have
win,
to
so
be
you don't have to be
present,
present.
yeah, you don't have to be present. Do you have his comment?
I do. My dad is 84 years young, and I would be giving the hiking stick to him.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
We had a lot of those. We had a lot of people that would actually give the stick to other people. So that I thought that was very, very good. So I guess we'll notify Sean and we'll get his mailing address and we'll have it sent to him.
yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you guys too. The comments they were so sweet. It's just hard for me it makes my eyes water when we read these comments. And there's several of you, I don't know, we may contact some of you and send you one. And because it's just knowing you would be able to use it. And we know that all the time that we're very, very lucky we get out and do this. And we're not doing like we want to do with COVID being around, but at least we're getting out. It's so cool that Sean's going to be able to use the stick. We're glad you are, buddy. And we're really happy that you're going to get it. So let's move on to...
Griddle me this. Please do more healthy dishes. This is from Joseph. I'm not really good with names. Ambroso. Let
Okay.
us know when you are coming back to Huntington Beach State Park. Oh, we met him.
We did.
Yeah.
Griddle me this. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went to Huntington Beach, I bet it had been 3 or 4 months before a subscriber had really found us and seen us out. And you know, we're not going very far away from home. And you know how the thing is, you're not famous at home kind of deal. But we were there, and Joseph and his wife were there, and they were walking, and they found us. And it was really good to meet you guys. And they're really lucky. They live close enough to that beautiful park on the coast of South Carolina that their nightly walk is to get to go over there and walk between the alligators. That's pretty lucky right there.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a great.
But what was the question? When we come back, we will definitely let you know.
Yeah. And Wendy Oxler, love your happy dance. We got a small Blackstone grill for my husband Steve did a happy dance. Did you make up your own dance moves?
Those are the only dance moves I know.
Yeah, he's pretty goofy. I don't
musicians-
think anybody else would do those things.
All my musician friends would attest to this. If you can dance, you're usually on the other side of the microphone. I've always, my entire life, been on the stage side of the microphone. And, you know, I can play drums with my feet and harmonica and sing and play guitar and bass and other things at the same time and multitask. But I'm a goofy son of a gun whenever I start dancing. So those are the only dance moves I know. Lynn did point out that Sunday I did some kind of swimmy thing that I had never done before, but that wasn't really.
I never
a
have
dance.
understood how you could be so musically talented and have no rhythm whatsoever when you dance.
I have rhythm. I know I'm screwing it up, but I just don't know how to fix it. Okay. All right. What are the others?
I'm still wondering, from Alan, I'm still wondering about the leisure RV for you guys. Rear lounge is nice, but long wait list. You guys are awesome.
It is. We watched the Windlands go to the very tip of Michigan in theirs just this past weekend, and it's wider than both the Rebel and the Travado. And if you watched us go to Alaska, there were several times there where we either had to hold back limbs or we got scratched. That extra width on the leisure travel van, it's not the length that worries us as much as the width because of the places we want to go. Now, we could have the idea that it's okay if it gets scratched, but they're so beautiful and so perfect that I wouldn't want to do that. And even if I did, Lynn would be cringing. So that's fine. And then there's such a wait list. I mean, to be honest, our buddy George is still on here. I see him answering questions right now.
Yeah. Thank you, George, for answering the questions.
If he had a van that we could get within 2 months, we'd leave in January in his van, we wouldn't even think about it. There wouldn't be a conversation, because there's a real big difference between a craftsman
Quality.
that he spends more time, maybe he's gone and I can say this without him knowing this. I can't see these blushing. He spends more time making cardboard drawers and cutouts than Winnebago spends making 5 or 6 vans, or Leisure, or anybody else. Now, the upside to that is everything's perfect and everything's well thought out and it's exactly like you want it. The downside is there's just him and his, and now a couple people, and he can't keep up with the demand, and we may be creating more demand by saying that. But if he had one close by and we could get it, we wouldn't be thinking about anything else. But that's the same way it is with Leisure. They're a small company, and it's 7 months to get to get one, and that just seems, I don't know. Life's so short. You guys know we found out our demographic. We've known our demographic all along. But you start off enough a hiking stick and a walking stick, and people show up in droves to get it. You know what your demographic is, and you know that when you reach our age, time is so precious, and so if we had waited to start doing what we're doing right now until this season, COVID would have kept us from doing and getting involved.
Yeah, right.
And so every month we can get out there is a precious gift for us. And so I envy people that can say, I want to get this color and this piece of granite, and I want to wait, and I don't mind waiting a year, and I don't even know what it's going to look like because they haven't announced what the chassis is going to be. I envy people that can do that. But Lynn would tell you, I own a lot of guitars, and many of those guitars came from me walking in a shop and saying, that is nice, I like it.
And playing it.
And playing it.
And it sounded good.
And it came home with us.
Yeah.
I'm wired differently. I'm just a kid too.
So Bill Sprague is question about
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, he's one of our favorite commenters too. Have you considered a leisure travel van or a storyteller? Leisure travel van offers all-wheel drive on a Ford based Wonders and Storytellers and a Sprinter 4x4.
We've considered both. Like I just said about the leisure travel van, the weight is something we're worried about. Also, the fact that there's very little cargo carrying capacity in the Wonder, and there's very little that you can tow. So that for us, that kind of, those things, we have a checklist. Those things are weighted pretty high. Probably not gonna be a leisure travel van unless they were to call us and say, hey, we want to give you one. But even then, you guys won't believe this, we wouldn't do that because that's not who we are. That's not, we wouldn't want to do that because we don't want to be obliged to tell you that it doesn't suck if it sucks. So we wouldn't want to do that. But storyteller vans are awesome. They're extremely awesome. Most of theirs are on a short wheelbase, and most of them have a wacky bathroom. If we could rewind this back 20 minutes, you would have heard Lynn say she didn't like the bathroom in the Rebel. She really doesn't like the bathroom in the storyteller vans because it's this hideaway like I've had a boat before that had one of those kind of bathrooms, and she didn't like that either.
But it is, I can see the plus side to that.
I can too.
Of being
They're
able
awesome.
to kind of put it away and not always being more room for other things.
Yeah.
Okay. Martha Managross, another one of our very favorites.
Hey, Martha.
Yeah. She actually asked George this, and hopefully he'll answer that because I'm not sure you can. How about with AGM batteries? How much solar is good? Do you know that?
I know some, and George can jump in too. How much solar is good? Really, that whole conversation is how many hours of direct sunlight do you get per day, and how much do you use on a regular basis during the day? So if you don't use very much, then solar by the end of the day can keep up with that. So typically what happens for us is we'll stay somewhere 1 or 2 nights. So when we're at the first spot we go to on this trip, batteries will be charged completely by the time we get there, both from leaving here and driving. And then it's a dry camping spot. So if we use the batteries at night to cook or to run the fans for the heat because it's supposed to be cold, or we watch TV or we charge things, they're going to drain some, but not a lot. So if we were to sit there the next day all day long, solar would probably top that off. If you empty, 150 or 250 watts of battery, or 250 amp hours of battery during the day, it would take quite a bit of solar to refill that overnight. And then the other thing that you need to think about from AGMs is they don't accept a charge as quickly, and when they get above a certain percentage, and George can put that in, 80 to, I think it's 80, it might be 85, but above a certain percentage, the charge controller slows down how much juice it's sending, because you can do this thing called boiling the battery, like, boiling water, and it literally will boil it, and it'll reduce the lifespan of the battery. But it depends on what you want to do with your RV. The AGM batteries, there's nothing wrong with them. The two AGM batteries, I mean, Bill just said, think about a leisure travel van. Their normal setup is two AGM batteries underneath there, and you can upgrade to lithium, but their normal setup, even on a 2021, is two AGMs. And so it really depends on the style of how you want to travel in your RV. For us, when we went to Alaska, our style was totally different than it is now, isn't it?
Right, but our batteries were newer then. We needed new batteries. Our batteries were not working like they should, so that's why we opted to get the lithium.
But for us, if you've watched 100 of our videos, probably 70 of those 100 videos, Lynn and I have been parked in a state park somewhere.
Right.
And most of those state parks have at least 30 amp, and the Travado, just as happy as it can be, it's happy as it can be with 20 amp. We've never had any issue with any kind of power, and 20 amps, like, you probably have a 20 amp plug in your home, Martha. So I think should you spend the extra money, you may wish you had. We wish we had. When we bought our Travado, 2019 was the first year that they introduced the KL, and it was so much more expensive, and to be honest, we didn't know if we were going to love being in such a small van, so we didn't opt to go that route, and it was so new. So maybe I answered that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. Lisa K, question. Do you see lots of solo travelers? Do lots of people take their dogs too? We do see lots of solo travelers, and we see lots of women solo travelers, and there are lots and lots of dogs. Most everybody that camps has a dog.
Well, especially the solo female travelers we've seen.
It's a good thing.
It's a safety thing, and it's a comfort thing. But yeah, we see, especially in a B, there's a lot. There's just everywhere we go, we meet somebody that's by themselves traveling, and I mean, Lynn and I have that conversation all the time. If I kick the bucket, is she going to travel, or is she going to stop? And she asked me the same thing, and I think we both feel like I'd either be more likely just to sit at home and mope and not do anything, or to get out and travel. She would take some encouragement from you guys to get back out and travel.
But I think we've met several, like Susan Pale. We've met several women travelers.
Maryland.
Yeah, that they actually travel together. They each have their own Travado, but they all travel together and go together. And
they'll rent one spot, and one of them will sneak in, and they'll end up, you look, and there'll be a whole 3 or 4 of them
in one spot. But I mean, I think that's a great way to do it too. Is hook up with some other women travelers and follow each other around. I think
you can do that. You don't need to leave Tony though. That wasn't Martha that did that.
No, that wasn't Martha. Okay. That was Lisa K.
Okay, Lisa.
Okay, all right. Dale Aston asked if we had planned any meetups. Well,
we didn't know if any of you would even show up for this live YouTube thing here. And we're getting all close to an hour, so we're going to have to cut it short here pretty soon. But we talked about it. COVID kind of put a stop to that.
We will not do it during COVID.
But if you guys want us to, we certainly would like to do that. We did 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago or last year? 2 years ago, we were at the RV Super Show in Tampa, and we participated in the Winnebago meetup there, and we stayed around and answered questions and things. But 2 years ago, we had very few of you that followed us then. So Lynn and I would love to do it, and when it's safe to do it. I mean, several of you, Tony and others that have met us, North Carolina hiking woman that met us this last trip.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
We love stopping and talking, and we love meeting people, and heck, we don't have anything else to do, so we'd love to do that.
Okay. .com asked where we got the prints behind us. It's funny.
I'll let Lynn answer that.
Yeah.
She's the decorator in the crowd. I put old sheets down.
Our favorite shopping place right now is Amazon, so we got those from Amazon. So we don't go out and go shopping very much, but so we do.
Lots of people do comment about that they love how you change up the van.
Yeah, I like changing up the van. I like changing it up.
It makes it seem different, even though it's the same van. Every now and then I'll shave my little goatee thing, and she seems like she's got a different husband for a while, and then it grows back. So.
A fan meetup would be awesome. Okay.
Roads of Life. If you read our comments, guys, you need to read comments that our buddies from Roads of Life read.
We love him.
He is a poet, and he does know it, but
Yeah.
he is so awesome. Question. I asked this earlier, but you missed it. Question. What makes you two so wonderful? You need to bottle whatever.
Aw.
Aw, you're too sweet. No, we're not wonderful. We're very, very lucky. And my grandfather taught us this a long time ago, and that he told me to not try to find a mate or a woman that I could live with, but to find one I couldn't live without, and then I'd be happy. And I did. And apparently she did too, because she hasn't traded up or anything, but he loved her so much that we went to visit, and I'll tell you this story. He was, I wish you guys could meet him. He's long gone now, and except for memories and pictures. But we used to take him, and some of you will hate this, but he chewed tobacco, red man chewing tobacco. And we took him tobacco every time we went to see him. And we took him 3 or 4 packs of toilet paper. So he was a toilet paper hoarder before it was.
Well, yeah, but he didn't really want to be a toilet paper
He didn't.
hoarder. We just forced him to be.
Well, finally, we went in there, and the same day that we had the conversation about this, we went in there, and he said, "What'd you bring me this time?" We said, "Chewing tobacco." He said, "I can use that." And I said, "And we got a pack of toilet paper too." And he goes, "Can you just? I don't need any more damn toilet paper." And he took me out to this storage building, and one whole side of it was nothing but toilet paper. And so he just said, and I said, "Well, why didn't you tell us before?" And he said, "I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but I don't poop that much. I don't need that much. I don't eat that much. I don't poop." But anyway, he said to Lynn that if he ever hurts you or leaves you, then it's my choice that you're going to be my granddaughter instead of him being my grandson. And so, long story, but if we are anything resembling wonderful, it's because of
Oh, I
Lynn.
don't think so, but that's sweet.
That's-
sweet. Somebody else asked, let's see if I can find that. Carol asked, can you tell us the granddad shrimp camp story?
What?
About your granddad, about taking him to the fish camp. I guess that's what she's talking about. I don't know.
It's just going to be like night. You guys are getting in bed, going to bed. Most of you are pretty soon. Is this like your nighttime story? We
Just
drove
really
by
quick,
there.
yeah,
Okay,
just really
very
quick,
quickly.
yeah.
It's in Gastonia, North Carolina, and he lived in that area in his entire life. And if you've ever been in the South, in that area, they call these things fish camps, and they go back to the days when there would be a camp that you would go to and you'd go fishing, but somehow it turned into in the North Carolina eastern area, or that part of the area and around that area, a fish camp really meant that it's where you go get fried fish, primarily fried catfish. And I loved it. I used to go with my grandfather all the time, and you'd get a bag full of fried catfish, and you'd sit out and eat out in the car or get a concrete table.
Okay.
But we went there one time to see him, or I went to see him to play golf with him. And after we were finished, he said, "Where are we going to go eat?" And I said, "Well, why don't we go get some seafood?" And his comment was, "Well, they're closed on Monday." And I said, why are they closed on Monday? Well, anyway, and I said, well, Red Lobster's not closed on Monday. We can go there. And he said, well, what are they? It's got to be closed. It's a fish place. I said, no, they're open. That's because I looked it up, and sure enough, they're always open. So I said, we'll go there. And he goes, well, what can I get there? And I said, I don't know. He said, what do you normally get? And I said, I usually get shrimp. You could get some shrimp. You'd like it. And he goes, I've made it 82 years without eating a shrimp, and I reckon today ain't going to be the first day. And so we didn't go there. And yeah, I don't know why you want to know that story.
He had a great.
My grandfather
yeah.
was a hoot.
Judy H. has a question. Do you book your stays ahead of time, or you just show up and see if there's anything available? Thanks for doing work.
That's my rewind thing to what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning, had coffee, sat down in our 2 little chairs in our living room that you guys have probably seen, and we literally booked tomorrow and the rest of this 10-day trip that we start tomorrow. Now, we should have
Well, we
booked
didn't really book it because 2 of the places we were staying is first
We booked
come,
3
first
of them. But the national park campgrounds are first come, first served.
Right.
But the state parks we booked on.
But because they're so busy right now, I mean, like one of the reasons why we're going one direction instead of the other one is you can't find a campsite. And the places
If this
that we
is your
wanted to
first
go.
year camping, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
It's not usually like
it's been
this.
hard.
But there have been so many people want to get out, and I guess in some way we kind of are part of that problem. We show people that it's a really neat way to get out and do this, and you know, there are a lot of the campgrounds are full, and it's hard to complain about that because it's really awesome that people are out enjoying Mother Nature and camping and going out with their families, but it's really, really difficult. Our November trip, we're going to book it next week, about 3 weeks ahead, but we're going to do a loop down through the Outer Banks and down to South Carolina and to see my mom and then come back home. And so we probably don't have to. I think most of the national parks in the Outer Banks just announced that as of October 1st, they're all first come, first serve, but I hope that answers it.
Okay. Let's see.
That's a thought. Nighttime stories with Owen.
Yeah,
Funny, Mark.
Who said that?
Mark Combs said, question, did you answer how long you've been married? My computer blipped out for a minute. Well.
It's a long story.
To her? we both had starter spouses. So we have been together for
2 years.
22 years. 22 years.
Right.
So.
So, if I can find this one, IJRV Journey question: do you use the shower in the Travado a lot?
Every 3 days.
More if I can get him to. But yes, we use it a lot. The first year we didn't use the shower at all. We went to the campground showers and tried to find places that we could take a shower, fitness centers and whatever. But we use it a lot. There's not a problem with it. I actually would prefer that than going, somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
So
use it a
we'll,
lot.
there are a lot of comments here. We told you, this is our first time doing this, and we're not very good at this, and it's really hard to do with just the YouTube software. So we'll probably get the other software, and that would help us a lot. But it's so hard for us to read all of these. But we'll save these off as comments so that we can go back and read them. And if we need to, if we missed your
We'll try to
question, we'll
comment on
reply. It seems like you all have really enjoyed this, and we're glad you did. Are you glad we did it? You were nervous about this.
I was really nervous.
We
I'm
got
really
ready to
good.
come on, and she said, "There's 5 people already there." I'm nervous. And then when we sat down, there were 22 of you waiting. She goes, "Already 22 people," and it's like it's been 237.
I'm pretty shy.
Yeah.
Owen's the actual entertainer of the family, and he's the person that usually talks and stuff. So
Don't leave without showing Maggie. Thank you,
Okay.
CJ. Okay, we'll
All
do
right.
that. And I believe
I'll
I
go
saw
get Maggie.
I saw a comment before from Sandra P, the other petite. There's another Lynn Petite that we have. I saw a comment from you. Question. Judy H. Question. Where is Maggie? Have you considered a Winnebago Fuse 20? A Burrow asked that. Have you considered a Winnebago Fuse 23A? A few used ones are available. We have one and we love it. we actually have seen a couple of those on the road, and we have looked for those, but do they still make them? I believe I don't know if they do. Hey, there's Mag. Hey, sweetheart. Hey. Yeah, we took showers tonight instead of taking Maggie for her normal nightly walk before a trip, so we'll owe you something, Dawn. But hey, yeah.
She is the best pup dog.
Bill
in the
Sprague
world.
said, "Hey Maggie." Anthony says, "Hey Maggie." Good job, guys. Thank you, Dusty. There are a lot of really cool names on here, but if I could change my name,
It would be just Dusty
I would change
Feller.
it to Dusty Feller too. That's a cool name, Dusty. And Jeff Warboys, they're the flying chicken guys, and they've not started really getting into their blog and things, but they're awesome. We have some stickers from them to put on there, and we'll put some links to them. We watched the Traveling Kites last night. They had a video that they put out, and you know we to be honest, sometimes we watch our video counts, and George would tell you if he's still here. He's probably asleep by now, and then we go, you know, we wish we had more, but we do our best to go out and watch guys that are just getting started, and sometimes theirs are a lot better than ours, and so those guys are putting out videos about hiking and being out there, and we'll put links to those in the future too. Don't find a mate you can live with, find one you can't live without. That is
Aw,
the best saying
that
I've
is-
ever heard in a while. It is, and that's true. And never go to bed mad. And we learned a long time ago to throw pebbles instead of boulders.
Yeah, I used to throw boulders and
Yeah.
save them up.
Becky said Maggie's like what the H? You know, she's like, what are we doing? What the crap? Some of you send us pictures of your dogs looking at Maggie on screen. Maggie never looks at the TV at all. She just like, I don't know if she even sees it. She just,
She really doesn't. She really doesn't. So we're gonna call it a night.
I think we should call it a
We
night.
really appreciate everybody joining us here tonight. It's been
My, what
fun.
big eyes you have, Maggie. We'll do this again, and we'll try to answer some of the questions this way. And Maggie's looking at you guys now like, what are you doing? We appreciate you all being here. And we more than that, we appreciate how kind and generous and thoughtful you were with all the comments about the walking sticks. If you're in this part of North Carolina, we would definitely encourage you to go by and meet Mr. and Mrs. Haynes. It is a story that you'll walk away with tears in your eyes and amazed. If it didn't come through on the video, we need to tell you, but that man's 88 years old and he's stronger than I am. And he is sharp as a tack, you know, and it's just crazy that he's so, and he's saying that, well, you know, I've had certain fellas in my family that lived to be 100, so he doesn't think he's old. But,
Yeah.
you know, go see them if you're here. And then also, if there are places like that you know of that you can share with us, let us know and stay in touch with us, because we'd love to do that. Hello from Lima, Peru. Hey, good gosh.
Wow,
Hey,
that's
guys.
awesome.
Carlos, nice to see you. Bye, guys. Spell madam. Bye, guys. Yeah, we are going to call this quits for now, and we'll sign off. It's been a good hour and 10 minutes so far, and we really appreciate those of you who stuck around. Leave us a comment once this turns into a video later tonight, and we'll try to answer it if we didn't get to your question. And just know that everybody stay safe. You know, wear your mask as much as you can, and go out and get out in Mother Nature.
Yeah.
We're going to get up in the morning and do that, and we'll take you along with us, and we'll see you again on Sunday. Happy dance. Happy dance, Maggie.
He's trying to teach Maggie how to do the happy
We are.
dance.
Happy dance, Maggie. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.